I want you to explain flood insurance. Number one, people go, well, I'm not in a flood zone. Everybody is in a flood zone. So lenders determine whether or not you're required to have flood insurance when you have a mortgage. That has sort of, not that that's changed, but how flood insurance and how zones are determined has totally just been just wiped out, and it's all different now, right? So explain to everybody kind of what happened on this.
So the National Flood Insurance Program decided to revamp the way that they determine their rates, meaning how much premium has to be charged for a particular home. So in the past, forever, it was determined by zones, and that was done by the floodplain managers in conjunction with the National Flood Insurance Program. So for an example, you're in Lakeview, okay? You're in New Orleans, Lakeview. They spent $1 gabillion fortifying all the levees, making sure drainage is better, and they wanted to do this so that there was less risk of flooding, okay? Dumped a lot of money into New Orleans for that reason. So we had some zone changes, as you remember, in 16 and 17, to where you may have previously been in a zone where if you had a loan on your home, you were required to buy flood insurance. If you were in other zones like an X or a C, then that was a preferred zone, and it was voluntary, meaning you can pay for it, but your lender's not going to require you to have it. With the new rates that came out last year, they are determining your premium first by distance to water. So if you're in Lakeview, and I don't mean to single it out, I'm just using it as a logical example.
Right.
You're very close to water because you're right by the lake. So your premium, okay, I don't care if you're in an X, a C, or an A zone. It does not matter on their rating system any longer. They look at it as distance to water. They're using the longitude and latitude of your home to make that measurement. And then they go and give you credits if you have an elevated home. Mm-hmm. And when I say elevated, meaning you're above the base flood elevation for that area.
Right.
So if, let's just say, you are going to buy a home in Lakeview along the levee, and that seller did not currently have a policy in force. They paid the house off. They said, hey, they spent all this money with the levies and this and that. I'm not going to renew my flood insurance. When they go to sell that house, the buyer, okay, may be required or may want to voluntarily purchase a flood policy. That policy that used to be in the $600 to $700 a year range is now at least between $2,300 to $3,000 a year. And so that is what we are seeing. So I guess broadcast this. Renew your flood policies.
Do not, folks. I think that is a great point that I was going to make sure I said before. If you have flood insurance, don't let it go.
No.
Because when you go to sell the house, it could be the difference of you getting what you want for your house.
Or taking thousands, tens of thousands less.
Because then you have to go with what the new factors are. So that is a big, big deal. So keep that in mind. Whether it used to be, hey, you're in Covington, you're in an X zone. It doesn't matter. If you're in Covington, but you're next to the Chafunkta River.
Exactly. If you're next to a tributary, if you have a little brook, it could be a brook, because that's another funny thing. I don't know where their water is determined.
Right.
I don't know what it is. Yeah. Everybody asked me. I'm like, I don't know. We weren't given like a breakdown.
Yeah.
of what their water
Well,
close
this is
to water
today's day and
means.
age when you got the Googles, the satellites, and they Xing down on your house going, all right, hey, you're
Literally,
X. Literally.
zeroing down, and
Yeah.
you have a pond.
Yeah.
Okay, it could be a pond. So it's a wild goose chase is what I can say on both sides. The home and flood. It's an unprecedented situation for our listeners who are going through energy increases,
Everything. Yeah.
inflationary costs, groceries, everything, and then we have the insurances on top.
All right, Collete Biedenkopf, the queen of insurance. You are amazing. 985-951-2070. Listen to Mortgage Gumbo with Dwayne Stein. Until next week, keep stirring the pot.